Hello and welcome back to the channel, friends. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fine. So today in this video I'm going to give you dictation for transcription number 34. The speed of the dictation will be 80 words per minute with a bit of fluctuations as well. The dictation contains 840 words. So the duration will be 10.5 minutes. The dictation begins in 10 seconds, so be ready for it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start. Mr. Vice Chairman, sir, I would like to speak on this bill in the interest of the rapid economic growth in the country. If the nation grows from strength to strength economically, leading to eradication of the degrading and disheartening poverty of the people of India, the workers of this nation would also benefit and they would also go above the poverty line. Sir, I would like to mention here that the plantation crops as understood by the term so far, namely coffee, rubber, tea and cardamom, have been giving this nation substantial amount of the much coveted foreign exchange annually. It must be noted that coffee exports alone have given our country during the last 5 years over rupees 1000 crores in foreign exchange by way of export earnings and export duties. I must also bring to the attention of this house that the famed tea industry in India today has become a sick industry affecting lakhs of workers and tea planters. Sir, we ought to know that in the agricultural sector, the plantation labor is the best organized one and is getting nearly the same treatment, facilities and amenities like the industrial labor. Sir, coming from a plantation district of Karnataka, I sincerely agree that the welfare measures provided in the Act must be faithfully implemented and strictly enforced. But I cannot subscribe to the view taken by some that the planters generally are exploiters and are inimical to the interests of their own workers and that they must be dealt with severely. Sir, most of the planters of today are educated and they know that contented labor is conducive to productivity and peace in the estates and therefore would like to provide all the welfare measures and amenities to the workers. Sir, I would like to point out some of the very draconian, discriminatory, and invidious urban directed amendments made in the Plantation Labor Amendment Bill 1973. Sir, the Plantations Labor Act is sought to be applied now even to holdings of 5 hectares and above employing 15 persons and more. Originally, in the bill brought before the Joint Committee, it was sought to be applied to holdings of 6.5 hectares and above. It would be realistic to make an amendment to the present bill to raise the size of holdings from 5 hectares to 6.5 hectares. Sir, we must bear in mind the economic viability of small plantations of 5 hectares and the financial capacity of the small planters to fulfill the obligations cast on them to provide housing and crash facilities. Those small planters in some cases are unable to provide themselves with houses and medical care as good as those intended for their workers in the bill. I am sure that good many small holdings will go into liquidation, unable to bear the burden when the prices fall, as in the case of tea today. I would emphatically say that clause 13 is not only draconian but discriminatory, and it is most harsh and killing to the farming community of India, whose hands feed and clothe the people, poor and rich. Sir, I strongly feel that the punishment with both compulsory fine and imprisonment is too severe for violation of a welfare legislation covered by the Act. For economic reasons and financial incapacity, the debt-ridden employer, particularly a small holder, may be unable to discharge the obligations such as providing type design houses, crashes, medical facilities, etc. In such cases, there is no point in sending the landholder to jail and collecting a fine from him for every day of default. The relevant provisions in the bill are made more stringent than the Factories Act, under which, in the case of a further offence, the court is given the discretion to punish the defaulting employer. But in the proposed amendment, the word used is shall instead of may, which makes it mandatory on the court to impose imprisonment as well as fine. These provisions are too harsh and discriminatory, particularly in view of the fact that the bill seeks to bring in farms of 5 hectares, which are in the nature of peasant holdings under the scope of the Act. Sir, I would like to ask the government of the people, for the people, and by the people, in the name of the farmers of India, why it wants to treat a farmer as a criminal and to be imprisoned for such an offence, while it does not do so for a factory owner of a city. By making this comparison, I do not mean that a provision should be made in the relevant Factories Act to make the sentence of imprisonment compulsory for similar offences. Let me make it clear that I am not speaking against the interests of the workers in the plantations. I am only speaking against the stringent and invidious measures which have been provided in the bill affecting the rural employers and the invidious laws enacted for them. सो इसी के साथ यहाँ पर डिक्टेशन ख़त्म होती है। उम्मीद करता हूँ आप लोगों ने डिक्टेशन अच्छे से लिखी होगी। डिक्टेशन ठीक ठाक लेवल का था, एवरेज डिक्टेशन कहेंगे इसको। और इसमें कुछ वर्ड्स आए हैं जैसे डिस्क्रिमिनेटरी, कॉन्ड्यूसिव, ड्रैकोनियन, हेक्टेयर्स, होल्डिंग्स, कार्डामम, एरेडिकेशन, डिग्रेडिंग, कोवेटेड। ये सारे अच्छे अच्छे वर्ड्स हैं। आप लोग एक काम कर सकते हो कि एक रजिस्टर मेंटेन करो जिसमें हर एक ट्रांसक्रिप्शन जो आप लिखते हो, ट्रांसक्राइब करते हो, उस हर एक ट्रांसक्रिप्शन का टॉपिक वाइज पहले तो लिख लो ट्रांसक्रिप्शन कौन सा है और उसके कितने वर्ड्स हैं जो आपको या तो ट्रांसक्राइब करते वक्त प्रॉब्लम किया है जिसने, ये जो पढ़ने में नहीं आया, ये जो लिखने में इशू हुआ है, उन सबको उस रजिस्टर में मेंटेन करो। और जब ये 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 वॉल्यूम का आप कर लोगे कंप्लीट केसी को, उसके बाद आप इन सारे वर्ड्स की प्रैक्टिस कर लोगे एग्ज़ाम से पहले, तो ये काफ़ी अच्छा एक आपका रिवीजन हो जाएगा। तो ये इस चीज़ की आदत ही बना लो मेरे हिसाब से। हर एक चैप्टर, हर एक ट्रांसक्रिप्शन के वर्ड्स को नोट करो जो जो आपको लगते हैं कि आपके हिसाब से डिफ़िकल्ट हैं, और अगर आप उनका शॉर्ट फॉर्म बना सकते हो तो वो भी बनाओ। फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल, अगर एक नया वर्ड आया है एनेमिकल, अगर इस वर्ड का आउटलाइन केसी में कुछ और है और आप उसको छोटा बना सकते हो और उसको याद रख सकते हो कि आपने क्या बनाया, तो वो सबसे बेस्ट चीज़ है। अपने बनाए हुए आउटलाइंस इंसान नहीं भूलता है, तो वो बनाना शुरू करो और हर एक वर्ड जो आपको डिफ़िकल्ट लगता है उसको रजिस्टर में नोट करो और आगे बढ़ते चलो। आपकी एक बहुत अच्छी डिक्शनरी तैयार हो जाएगी इससे ट्रांसक्रिप्शंस की, और ये आपको बहुत आगे हेल्प करेंगे। एक साथ रिवीजन कर लोगे आप केसी के 7-8 वॉल्यूम्स का, आपको दोबारा से लिखना भी नहीं होगा। आगे आप फिर प्रोग्रेसिव प्रेसिडेंशियल मैटर्स लिख सकोगे, वापस केसी पे नहीं आना पड़ेगा। उम्मीद करता हूँ आपको वीडियो पसंद आई होगी। इस वीडियो का लाइक एम रखते हैं 11 लाइक्स, लास्ट टाइम 10 लाइक्स था, आप लोगों ने कर दिए थे, उसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। इस वीडियो का लाइक एम 11 लाइक्स है, 11 लाइक्स कर दो। मिलते हैं अगली ट्रांसक्रिप्शन में। थैंक यू।